But I built my side hustle from scratch to achieving $500,000 in revenue in 2 years. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how I did it in hope that it will help you in your own business journey. If you watched the end of this video, you will learn the mistakes I've made, the lessons I've learned, and the strategies I've used. Let's get started. Back in 2022, I had finger pains from typing all day long on my laptop. I was at a point where I was struggling to keep up with work. I knew something had to change. Luckily, my boyfriend introduced me to mechanical keyboards. It is this kind, and I'm still using it today. It just sounds so much better. Feels so much better too. But anyways, I used it for about a week. After a week, my finger pains disappeared. And this is when I become very interested in the space, and I wanted to start an online shop to sell mechanical keyboards related products because I thought things it benefited me, it will benefit others. I needed to do research. I searched on YouTube, Facebook, Reddit, Discord, join communities because I wanted to understand the needs of my potential customers and see if there is a gap in the market that I could fill in. With that knowledge, I decided to order $500 worth of inventory from Alibaba.com. Guess what? I sold all the initial inventory in less than a week. I sold them on Reddit, one of the sub-communities. Once I saw the demand was real, I decided to set up a company. Setting up an LLC is pretty straightforward. This is a process I used if you are interested in learning. After that, I bought a domain and set up my website with Shopify. I was deciding between either use Wix or Shopify, but then I decided to use the Shopify because I had used Wix for a simple website page before, but for e-commerce, Shopify is definitely the way to go. It has all the tools and features I need to get my website up going. I also opened an Etsy shop to sell on Marketplace. Having a website is great. I have full control in terms of design, customization, customer experience, but I had to drive traffic on my own. And at the start, it was pretty hard. Selling on Marketplace makes that a little bit easier because they already have a lot of customers, but they do charge transaction fees, and for Etsy, they charge listing fees as well as transaction fees. But I think it's worth it. I chose this hybrid approach to sell on Marketplace while also building my own brand. Now let's talk about product photography. In the beginning, I used my phone to take product pictures. The quality was not great. Especially some of my products are very small, like this. So this is a switch. This is where you put inside your keyboard. In my experience, the product pictures can literally make or break a sale because this is what customers see first. If you don't have a good product picture, then customers may not buy from you. Then after learning about that, I decided to upgrade my devices. So I got a Sony A7 camera with micro lens. I also got a product tent and then some lighting. Take a look and see which one you like. This is the picture I took on my phone, and this is the picture I took with a camera. Just a quick tip, always add your product name in the image file name to help with Google SEO. Another thing I learned quickly is that if you are selling online, you need to collect the sales taxes. The rules can vary depending on your location, so make sure you get advice from your tax advisor. In my case, I use TaxJar to manage sales tax. Now let's talk about the packing and the shipping. This is something I didn't anticipate would take so much time, but it also made me appreciate so much more when I receive a package from Amazon or from other online sellers. I've made so many trips to USPS, UPS since I started this side hustle, and later I rent an office that is like 2 minutes away from USPS, so it just makes things a lot easier if you are close to a post office. About shipping boxes, I wanted to share one of the mistakes I made early on. In China, these boxes are very cheap compared to the price in the US, so I ordered 500 of them before even knowing how expensive expensive the international shipping is. And international shipping is so expensive. The cost of shipping over the boxes is 5 times the cost of the boxes itself. It doesn't really make sense for me to ship it over, so I ended up having to throw them away, and I ordered from the US. So next time, make sure to check international shipping rate before ordering a bunch of things. During the process of shipping, because I wanted to offer the best customer experience possible, and I wanted to have something that would make them smile when they receive the package. So in the beginning, I included my handwritten note to every customer to thank them for ordering with me and ask for a review. That personal touch really led a lot of repeated businesses and new referrals. When new customers come to my site and see the good reviews, they are more likely to order with me. So highly recommend if you have the time. Another thing I learned was dealing with fraudulent orders. Shopify has this feature where it can detect if the order is high risk, which means the customer may do chargeback. And every time when customer does a chargeback, not only you lose the product, you also need to refund the full amount, and then the bank charges usually like $15 a fee on top of that. In the beginning, I didn't know that. I also didn't know how to handle it. So I fulfilled a few high-risk orders. But now, every time I see a high-risk order alert, I reach out to the customer to ask for some documentation and to make sure it is a legit order before fulfilling it. But some orders may qualify for protection. So if the customer paid with PayPal, then PayPal may protect you from chargeback. And Shopify also sometimes does that too. So just make sure to check before you fulfilling high-risk orders. In terms of marketing and branding, I ran Google Ads and I also read blogs to help with Google SEO. If I could go back, I would focus on social media early on because platforms like TikTok, YouTube, Instagram would really help me to scale even faster. I've tried Facebook ads and Reddit ads, but they were not as effective as Google ads for my case. One of the most important things I've learned is to have a clear differentiation strategy. When I just started selling, there were already plenty of mechanical keyboard sellers, so I needed to stand out. Not only I was selling the products, but also I added a service on top of that. So that service really set my business apart, and a lot of my initial customers found me because they were looking for the service specifically. On top of that, I made sure to offer excellent customer service. There are still many businesses do not offer good customer support, so having a good customer support can really set your business apart as well. With marketing and branding, my year 1 revenue was over $150,000. As my side hustle continued to grow, I needed more space and help. Then I decided to rent an office and hire some contractors. By the end of year 2, my revenue doubled across 3 platforms. In the end, what really worked for me is to have a clear business process in place. For my case, I started with identifying a problem in the market. Whether you experience the problem yourself or you see others struggling with it, then move on to do market research to understand the potential customers and the potential opportunity. Start small. Do not invest a huge amount of capital before you see there is a real demand. Once you see there is a real demand, set up the company and start selling. Make sure to have a differentiation strategy to stand out among your competitors. Use Google Ads, social media, Google SEO to drive traffic. And finally, scale the company by hiring. If you have any questions, please drop them in the comment section. Please do like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.